Hello, welcome back to my channel. This week I just need a chill, relaxing reading week. Last week was stressful. If you watched that video, I read and watched The Idea of You, and it was a stressful time. If you saw that, you understand what happened to my being. And I just need a relaxing week. So we are going to film a what I realistically read in a week-esque type video. So just like a mood reading vlog, really, if you think about it. And after this dumpster fire, I need something sweet and cheesy and happy and fluffy and romantic and with a wonderful ending. So I'm gonna read The Rule Book by Sarah Adams. This is the second book after The Cheat Sheet. So it takes place in the same world. I believe this is with Derek, who is one of the other athletes on Nathan's team. I was gonna call him one of the other sports people on the football team. Clearly I don't sport. I theater. So I think I'm gonna start with reading this today. I do have some things going on today, so I don't know how much I'll actually get to read, but this is what I'm gonna start with, just because my brain needs a fluffy, relaxing read. So I didn't end up filming anything yesterday because I didn't end up reading anything yesterday. I kind of had a lazy morning and lazy start to my day. What comes with that sometimes is that I end up reading my favorite parts of books. I have some ebooks on my phone from like high school, and some of them are my favorite books because I read them during like such a formative time of my life. I ended up just reading my favorite scenes from, what is it called? Wait for You by Jennifer L. Armentrout. She's the same author that wrote like the Blood and Ash series. I haven't read that, but that's a very popular series by her. So I don't know how many pages I read because I didn't read the full book, but I went through all my bookmarks and I read through all those scenes. So I read a lot, but I don't know how many pages I read. And then tonight I read for an hour The Rule Book by Sarah Adams. I only read like 50 pages, but that's how much I read in an hour. So yeah, I read 51 pages. What we've got going on so far is that Nora and Derek are college exes. That's a weird way to word it. They were dating in college. They loved each other. They broke up because she broke his heart. We don't fully understand why yet, but we have like a little bit of a sprinkle of why. He is now this NFL football player and he needs a new agent, and she is his new agent. His heart is still very much broken. He wants revenge. So he takes this opportunity of her being his new agent to make her life a living hell. I love her writing already. Sarah Adams, I love you, and your writing is just so funny and fluffy and flirty and a good time. I love all of the teammates of this friend group. They're all so good. I love them. So it's actually been a few days since I last spoken with you. Whoops, there just wasn't really any updates. I was just reading before and after work, and that was it. I'm actually almost done with The Rule Book. I have a little over 50 pages left, and the only plans I have today are to go see The Fall Guy, the new Ryan Gosling and Emily Blunt action romance movie. I'm very excited, but that's besides the point. So at this point, Nora and Derek have already woken up in Vegas, hungover and married, you know, as most characters do when they're in Vegas, because what else is there to do in Vegas? It is very cute. Everything about this book I love. I love the plot, I love the writing, I love the characters, I love the tropes. I'm having a grand time, but for some reason I just haven't been picking it up. I just haven't felt like reading, so maybe it's more just like me in like a small reading slump, and not because of Sarah Adams. Never. It is, I love her. She will never do that to me. I love them as a couple. I love hearing about their past together. I love seeing them now. It's just so wholesome. I feel safety and warmth and love with this book like I do with her others. It's just not like, my reading experience hasn't been the best, but like the book is still amazing. I have about an hour left of reading, so I probably won't get to reading until after I come back from the movie. I'm very excited to finish this. The Fall Guy was so good. Oh my gosh. Okay, come here. That movie was so good. Go see it. I thought it was so epic. Now time to read. 4 stars. This was so good. I love Sarah Adams, but that's not new. I loved everything. I love the story. I love the characters so much. Their friend group, like this friend group is just, I wish there was more of them in this book even, just because I love them so much. And seeing Bree and Nathan, I miss and love them so much. That just felt like a beautiful dream. It's just, I feel like I was just in the clouds. Like, it just makes me so happy. With rainbows and butterflies and unicorns. That's what she makes me feel. And it's a beautiful thing in this day and age. Now to pick our next book. Time to put the rule book over here. Okay, so I'm kind of thinking of actually doing a tandem read with Becoming Happy and Healthy by Janine Amipola Ward. I'm kind of considering In the Weeds, which is the second book in the Love Light series, which, hey, Sarah Adams has a blurb on the front. The Love Light series is my happy place. Ooh, so if Sarah Adams loves this, then maybe I would too. I think tandem read with these 2 books, and then we'll kind of just see how we feel, and we can always change our mind. Let's get to reading. Well, I might take a break, but we'll get to reading after that. Don't mind my heatless curls going on. I know I look irresistible. I'm 122 pages in the weeds, and right now we have a lot of pining, which I love, but I hate when pining is drawn out so long, and I just get the vibe that it's gonna be drawn out a lot. It's been quite a few hours and I haven't updated you. I woke up at 6:41 a.m. this morning and I could not fall back to sleep, so I read, and I just read for many hours and then did some things today, but I have about 60 pages left. I have a little over an hour reading time left. Also, I don't know if booktube has seen this shirt. It's not hoarding if it's books. It's just the facts. But anyway, I'm feeling very mediocre about this book. I'm not disliking it, but I'm not loving it. I like it, and that's that. I think I'm just not a fan of this author's writing style, to be honest. I enjoy her characters and I enjoy her plot lines and everything, but her writing is just like so descriptive, and when writing is so descriptive, just paragraph after paragraph after paragraph after paragraph, I get bored. I have noticed this is my second book by her, and my reading pace is slower with her book, or with her books and her writing, than it is typically. So I'm gonna keep reading, and then I'll probably update you when I finish this book. I also said I was gonna do the tandem read with Happy and Healthy, or Becoming Happy and Healthy. I read the foreword, and that was it of that book. So I always do this. I say I'm gonna do a tandem read, and then I just end up reading one book all the way through and then reading the second one. We did it. Well, I did it, but you're here for moral support. We did it. We finished In the Weeds by B.K. Borson, and I actually read the book in spring. I think I'm going to rate it 3 stars. It was good, but it wasn't anything special. It's just very average and mid. It was still enjoyable though, overall. So 3 stars. I will say, I love small town trope. I love a community and like the fun characters that come with that. But I feel like a lot of like the townies in Inglewild, is that the name of the town? I'm not a huge fan of. I feel like they're kind of rude because like they don't respect boundaries, and knowing like Beckett's issues with people, I'm also have my little weird issues and social anxiety that I'm like, yeah, I would be annoyed by a lot of these people too. They're not like as enjoyable as a lot of like other small townies are in books. So book 2 down. Also, side note, this is the spring book. Tell me this doesn't look like autumn. Like these colors, that's not giving spring. I'm a terrible booktuber. I forgot to tell you what this book was about. How do I always forget to explain what the plots are in these books that I read? I am sorry, I'm doing a disservice to you. Let me tell you what this book is about. This is book 2 in the Love Light series. So this is an interconnected standalone. There are 4 books in this series and they all take place in a different month of the year. So Love Light Farms was in Christmas and winter. In the Weeds is in spring, which is why I talked about how I'm glad I finished this in spring, and how this color palette is not spring. This looks very much autumn and fall, but besides the point. We're back at the farm with Beckett, and he's one of the farmhand people, and with Evelyn St. James, who we saw and met in Love Light Farms. She is a social media influencer, content creator who travels the world. She went to Love Light Farms for this competition. In that book we learned that Evelyn Beckett had a one-night stand in the past. They ran into each other during that competition. Things were awkward. And now in this book, she is experiencing burnout and kind of reevaluating her life and her job and what she really wants out of life. And so she goes back to Love Light Farms, the last place that she was happy. And she reconnects with Beckett. It is kind of grumpy sunshine. He is a little bit of a grump, but in my opinion, I think he is so valid in being grumpy because, as I said earlier, I also dislike a lot of the townies. But he is such a great friend and family member and like son and brother and boyfriend. He is great. I think I'm going to end this video here. I feel like it wasn't all that interesting. It's been a little over a week and I'm kind of experiencing a burnout or like a reading slump. Like I want to read, but I just don't have that desire to like actually read. I did get a little bit into Becoming Happy and Healthy by Janine Amapola. I'm 44 pages in, and I considered just like speeding this through because this is less than 200 pages. Like technically it should take me about 3.5 hours. Like that's no time at all, but this is a Christian nonfiction book, so I really want to take my time with it and actually get the information and get it in my brain. And there is also like journal/prayer questions at the end of each chapter, and like I actually want to go through those and take my time and like pray and talk to God about it. I don't want to just like inhale it and then not remember anything about it. Like I actually want to get something out of it. For this video we read 2.25 books. We got a 4-star out of this. I love you. I love Derek and Nora. Final thoughts on the rule book. I love how in love they are, especially coming from Derek. In the Weeds was 3 stars. It was mid, but it was still enjoyable. I really liked Beckett, but at the same time, I'm not going to be reaching towards this to like reread anything. And then so far I'm enjoying Becoming Happy and Healthy. I really value her wisdom. I don't know if I mentioned this, what this book is about, but it's Christian nonfiction by Janine Amapola. You might know her from YouTube. She's been doing YouTube for a while, and she also posts about her faith, and she has a podcast called Happy and Healthy, which I listen to every week. I go on walks and I listen to her podcast. I think she has a lot of great advice to share, and so I really do value her opinion. This book is really about, I mean, so many different things. Each chapter is about a different type of topic that you deal with as a Christian and as a human, and especially in your 20s. Like these topics are so important because you're just trying to figure out your life in your 20s, and it's hard. And so she kind of took the things that she learned in her 20s and put it together in this book to teach others those lessons without having to learn it the hard way if possible. It's less than 200 pages, so I'll probably finish this maybe throughout the week, but I do want to take my time with it. So that's going to be it for this video. I just want to say thank you for watching and sticking around. Thank you for all of the love and support that I've been seeing on this channel recently. It really means the world to me, and I'm so excited to have you here. So whether you are just, you know, a silent watcher, please subscribe if you haven't already. I'd love to have you here. It would mean the world to me. And if you are a subscriber, thank you so much. I feel very blessed that you're here and that you've been sticking around and have decided to join me on this book loving journey. And to all the commenters, thank you so much for interacting. I'm so grateful to talk with you all things books, and I will see you in my next video. Hopefully I'll be out of the book slump by then that I've been, or the reading slump, not the book slump. I've been liking the books, but just my reading slump. I have no idea what I'm going to film for next week, but I'll figure that out later. Thank you so much for being here. I hope you're enjoying the books you're reading, and I will talk to you in my next video. Bye!